Yeah. What
What's
up?
up, buddy?
How are you now? Just fighting a lot of snot right now. Endless fucking snot. So bear with me as I try not to sneeze. Try not to blow my nose on camera several times.
But I want to see that.
This shit just started randomly. Like, we left the house today to go run some errands. I just started fucking sneezing. I thought, allergies, so I took an allergy pill. Didn't help. Sneezing, blowing nose, sneezing, blowing nose. My nose is gonna be like fucking Rudolph in like an hour. It's gonna be all red and sore. It's great. It's a great way to enjoy my weekend. Just snotting.
Sounds amazing.
So to combat it, I made some go-go juice, which is human urine with ice.
Delicious.
It's actually some rye whiskey and sugar-free Red Bull. It's not very good, but it'll wake me up.
There you go.
And that's what I
I'm
need.
having Captain and Verner's.
Verner's.
Like I always.
Verner's is too sweet for me, bro. It's too sweet.
You're too sweet.
That's
Happy Valentine's Day, sweetie.
Happy day. What's the post Valentine's Day?
It's the day after. Who gives a shit?
The chances of anyone coming on tonight to hang out with us are very slim because everyone is
very, very slim.
We did get
if they're smart, they're on a date or having sex.
Yeah, if you didn't have dinner reservations to go out to dinner last night, you're probably doing it tonight, which a lot of people do Saturday night. Some people do Sunday night, depending on their schedules. So I'm not very confident there's going to be anybody on tonight. And that's fine.
We didn't do any night. Obviously, she's not home right now. She won't be. Her and Vivi will stay at a friend's house, and we didn't do anything last night because they were both sick yesterday. So we didn't do anything.
Coronavirus. That's what I have.
Probably. Oh man, you already got it? That's what I got you for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I already have it. I mean, I live in like the #1 fucking dot of things from China come shipped right to this city. So it's everywhere.
Is that where all the human shit comes from on your sidewalks? Is from China? They ship it in a container and then they just drop it around randomly.
It's god damn it. It's already like it's itchy. I had a good run.
I hate that.
I had a good run of about a solid hour where I didn't sneeze, and I was like, okay, I got this. As soon as I got out of the shower, I sneezed like 45 times in a row. I was like, great. Everything's great. But yeah, Valentine's Day is a whack holiday, but I did go out. We went out. We didn't make dinner reservations because I was not feeling that vibe. We just went to this Burmese food restaurant that we've been wanting to try for a while. We probably waited like 20 minutes because we put in our name online, the wait list. So
nice.
We didn't even wait that long. And the food was great and totally worth it. And
was that the picture you posted?
Yeah.
In your story or whatever? Yeah, that should look good.
It was a garlic noodle chicken, and that was actually a big bowl of lamb. Your favorite.
My favorite.
Before we get into our very loving theme tonight of talking about things, love, is there anything you want to catch up on from last time? Like Outsider is still kind of pretty much the same. No big reveals there as of yet.
Yeah, not yet, but it was definitely cool. I liked that episode. It was a good episode. Coming back into it. I think it really set the tone, too, for basically like the whole idea of the show with the Jason Bateman's wife's character, where like they do like the reveal or whatever, like the PI comes in and is just like, hey, I think it's a monster. And she's just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Fuck everybody in this room. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
So I like that idea. Like, it really roots it in reality, even though there's all this, like, weird shit going on. I really like how they're handling it. And I was talking to my buddy Gus, and he actually read it, and he's watching it, and he was saying that it's actually fairly close. So like it's in line with what's happened in the book. So I'm looking forward to reading it eventually, but
Yeah.
I got a lot to get through.
Speaking of Stephen King adaptations, I did watch Doctor Sleep last weekend, which I mentioned to you, but I'll briefly mention on here. I didn't hate it, but I definitely hate that cinematography choice with the fucking harsh greens and blues and the blacks. I fucking hate that shit. It looks like a music video from 1999, and I don't like it. I don't want to watch a horror movie where the shadows are green or the shadows are blue. Like, that to me makes it not scary. It's not like, that's not what I see when I go outside. When I go outside and there's like a scary corner, it's black. It's not green. That's not what I think. Like, obviously there are like ways to do room tones and stuff, like a mental hospital. They, like, you know, if you want to make it green because it's like a sickly place, you know. But every fucking place in that movie had that bluish shadows or the green shadows, and I fucking hated it. Like, and I don't like the fact that they're gypsy people or whatever, except for the old guy. We're all they're just like Americans. What's Stephen King's deal with gypsies? Is he a racist? I don't know. Why are his villains gypsies? Why are children heroes? I don't understand like what his deal is, but I was just like, just get me to the goddamn Overlook. I'm like, get me through this crap. Like, just get there. I'm tired of this. I was like, I'm tired of this weird vaping they're doing. Evil vaping is what I called it. Where they just like vape, they do vape tricks.
Very clever.
Yeah. That as a trademark, hashtag evil vaping. The vape squad is what their psychic.
Reverse evil vaping. They're just inhaling. They're not even exhaling that shit. They're gonna get cancer. That's
how long they can hold their smoke. The dog is in here. He's currently sliding across the floor. What are you doing?
Like army crawling?
Yeah, pretty much. He's just rubbing his penis into the rug. What he did.
Because he can hear my sorry voice.
Dr. Sleep was it was whatever. It could have been just never made and it would have no effect.
Dude, when they got to the Outlook, though, that shit was pretty cool. They did some cool stuff with that.
Didn't it for some reason feel smaller though?
Oh yeah.
You know what that is? That's because Stanley Kubrick knows how to shoot fucking shit with a camera.
Yeah.
Like, he made that place feel big and ominous and like scary. Even the rooms.
The whole point of it. Like,
the hallway.
That was the whole point of all of it.
When I'm watching this guy shoot it, it felt like a.
He purposefully had Jack Nicholson throwing that tennis ball to set that in your mind how giant that fucking place was. That you could just fucking throw it as hard as you could, and it still took time to come back to you. Like, that shit, fucking genius. But yeah, it was like a fucking motel at that point, like a roadside.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling it, but Ewan McGregor was good.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie. I liked it a lot. It made my list.
I was like, what the fuck? I watched something else.
Mostly because I read it, and it was really close to the book. And it was genuinely entertaining. I actually enjoyed it.
I also watched Saturday, because I think that was Friday night we watched Dr. Sleep. Saturday night I watched Parasite. I watched it the night before. It completely destroyed the Oscars and triggered a lot of sad white guys.
I still need to watch it, but I'm happy it won all those awards. It's fucking awesome. Dude makes good movies.
Hold on.
There's no getting around that.
Pause. My dog is crying. I need to take
good lord.
I don't want to be in here. Come on. Come on. I think you off to keep crying. Oh God, I'm back. Anyways, Parasite was really good. So much fun, so sad, so just a great movie. What you expect in a movie where you're just like, it's very. If you remember the first time you ever watched The Host, where you thought it was really funny, but also like heartbreaking, and just like up and down, like emotions and feelings, like all the time. It's exactly the same thing.
Nice.
It feels the same way the whole time you're watching. Like, is this funny? Is this sad? Am I laughing? Should I cry here? You feel a lot. You feel a lot when you watch it. And yeah, it was better. I didn't see 1917, which was crazy because I thought 1917 would win director because it's a technical achievement, a movie that looks like one long shot, the whole time. Everyone raving about that. I figured Mendes, director, and then
it's a war movie,
picture,
so
yeah, Best Picture would be like a toss-up between, because I knew Parasite would win international since they don't call it foreign anymore. I knew that was going to happen. Everybody knew that. But then like when it got director and screenplay and fucking like almost like, I've never seen anything like sweep like that before. It was wild. It was fucking wild. And I'm sure they were all really surprised too. And it's great. It's great for movies in general because think about how many people are going to watch that movie now who weren't going to watch it. And they're going to sit and watch a fucking Korean movie and they don't ever watch Korean films. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty fucking... It was... Because if that didn't happen, that Oscars would have been fucking so boring. I was so bored. All the songs are boring. They brought fucking Weird Beard Eminem out.
Yeah, I saw that.
From fucking 18 years ago. I was like, what fucking... Who were the ad wizards who came up with this idea? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Yeah, like, next up, we're going to have the Backstreet Boys come out, and then shortly after that, Limp Bizkit's going to perform. I was like, what the fuck are we doing?
Do you think maybe they were like, hey, remember that time we missed an opportunity for Eminem to play from when he was in 8 Mile?
He got nominated for best song or whatever, and he didn't go on purpose. Because he was like cool. And like now he's like, I'm not cool anymore. I better go.
I really need some eyes on me right now.
God, it was so weird because like they were doing that movie montage, right? That movie montage, and then it just held on that Eminem scene, and I was like, what are we doing on this scene? And then all of a sudden I was like, no, why? I was like, what is going on? It's literally like That's
talking, so dumb.
You brought out the most tone-deaf rapper of all time, who all he does is make fun of gay people and talk about murdering women, and you want to bring him out in your inclusive, already toxic Oscars, which is mostly all white people except for one small group of Koreans in the front. So like, you fucking bring out this guy, and I was like, you guys are wild. I kind of respected it, but also was like really confused. It was like, it felt like something that should have happened at the Golden Globes. But
well, look at it this way: it was something there to appease all the white people that were probably mortified that the Koreans won all the awards. They're like, at least we got Eminem.
There was some.
We got Eminem at that.
There were some funny ass fucking videos of like sad nerds whining because Joker didn't win. Like as if Joker was this like super important movie for the culture and shit. And I was like, nah, it's a one-time watch and it means nothing.
Katie.
It means nothing. Hi, Katie. Zekmo's on. Shout out Zekmo. What up, guy? And of course, our number one fan, Macabre Macabre Faye. I don't know how to say your Instagram name. I don't. Anyways, shout out if you're in the room. That means you don't have Valentine's plans. You probably did something last night, or you're like alone. I know that none of these people in here right now are alone. So, in life.
Correct.
So, I don't know what they did last night. Feel free to share your whatever. But I think that was all last week.
Just whatever you got.
Yeah, I fucking. If you haven't noticed, I'm people just joining us. I have the beginning of a cold, so I'm going to be very nose centric and wiping stuff. It's terrible, and just try your best to ignore it. Yeah, so we're doing a love theme episode. Feel free to chime in with your favorite romantic movies, whether they're romantic comedies, dramas, blah, blah, blah. We're also going to talk about our favorite, probably do 5 each. 5 love songs, 5 romantic movies.
That's all I got. That's all I did was 5 each.
I had trouble with the songs, really.
So did I. Holy shit. Trying to fucking write down love songs was the dumbest fucking thing ever.
Because for me, like, some songs, they mean something to a relationship in the past, and now Correct. They are not a song that I listen to. They're just, right. They're wiped from the fucking, they're just, they're a permanent skip. That's a song I dedicated to this girl 10 years ago. It doesn't exist to me anymore.
Yeah. There was a couple of those. But for the most part, I mean, I think all the ones I landed on are, it's all over the map musically.
That's good.
Even contextually, like the love for things is different for some people. So
right.
There's I went kind of all over the place with it. Do you want to do music first and then movies, or do you want to do movies first and then music?
Oh, I just don't want to sneeze.
Let's get the music one out of the way first. I think the movies will have more to talk about.
Chelsea got into a fight on Valentine's Day. That's always a good one. That's always a good Valentine's Day, is having a nice argument. I did not do that last night. I'm gonna step over here and blow my nose. You can still hear me talk, so I'm still here. I'm just wiping boogers out of my nose.
Amazing. If you really love me, you do it on camera.
You say that to me every time when my dong is out. But I always say no.
I almost spit my drink, you asshole.
What's Luce? Luce? Just watch Luce? What the fuck? What's Luce?
What? Luce? Luce?
Is that a movie or a show? I don't know what you're talking about. Let me flip my goat here. My coworkers were like, "Why do you always wear pins with goats?" And I said,
"Who said that?"
All my coworkers. And
fuck them.
I was like, because the devil is real. Support him. What Luce? What is that? Don't explain it. Naomi Watts. Ooh, pass. What is that? Is it a movie? Also, it has to be really good since I've never heard of it. It's blown up somewhere. Unless it came out like today. I've never heard of it.
It's a movie.
It's a movie. You're making this up. Everyone, Katie's making up a fake movie called Loose with these actors. Sounds great.
Get out of here with your lies, Katie.
Obviously, I've never seen it. I don't know what it is. Came out last August. It must have been so good that like so many people talked about it that the sound was so loud that I there was too many people talking about it and I couldn't. couldn't hear it correctly. I don't have
Ah,
any
there
idea.
she made it. She made it up. She made it up. She's a
You made
liar.
it. Anyways, I guess we can start with songs. Fuck it. Fucking shit. So yeah, if you're just joining us, we're gonna talk about love songs, and we're gonna take our dicks out. So we're going full Weinstein. I have 5 songs.
That's all I got.
You go first. It's too much pressure.
I'm going first? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Number 5. Call Your Girlfriend by Robin.
That's a good one.
I like that song a lot.
I was looking at Robin songs, but then I didn't pull the trigger.
Missing You is like right up there because that's a really good song. Mm-hmm. But Call Your Girlfriend, I don't know. Just like that longing of like wanting to be with somebody. Like I like that fucking song a lot. I like her voice. I like that video. I like watching her fucking dance. It's more or less I picked this song because I love Robin.
That's fair.
But number 4. See, now this is one of those songs that it's a love song, but it's not like the love of a person.
Wait.
What?
Let's go back and forth.
Okay.
Let's crisscross.
Let's do that.
Let's crisscross her.
Cross the streams? We're going to cross the streams?
Yep. I'll start with my bottom of the barrel, which is Fool in the Rain by Led Zeppelin.
The what?
Fool in the Rain by Led Zeppelin.
Nice.
Ba, 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 da. You know the song. And so that song for me is like, it's a very light romp. When you maybe like you just went on a few dates and you're like, oh, this person, I like this person and she's cool, and like I'm just like skipping down the fucking sidewalk because like maybe you like touched one boob and you're just like in such a good mood about it. Like it's like
the feel good buzz of just leaving a date.
Yeah. It's very like skipping down the sidewalk. Hence the name, Fool in the Rain. It sounds like the title, and it's perfect for that vibe where you just like
dropped her off.
Yeah, it's like very happy and very frolicky, and I appreciate that. I've had that vibe a few times in my life, and that's one of my favorite love songs. From a little known band called Led Zeppelin.
Who?
They're from Great Britain. You've never heard of them.
Never heard of her.
Oh, look, it's Josh.
Oh, he woke up. So, yeah. What I was going to say is this next song is basically not like the love between two people, but the love for an animal. I don't know if it was necessarily supposed to be like a love song, but I mean, you can tell like the situation tore the dude apart. He basically wrote a song about his dog having to be put down and what it did to him. Like in my brain, that's a love song. Like that's something that, like, read the lyrics to it or even just listen to it. But the Red Chord. Bone Needle is the name of that song, and it really, when I was thinking about love songs and stuff and just kind of scrolling through a bunch of different tracks, like different ideas kind of hit me. Were like, well, it doesn't really have to be about any of that. And I listened to this song a lot after we lost Emma, after we lost our dog, and a lot of the lyrics kind of, like, we didn't put Emma down, but there's certain things that he says in it that are like right on point, and there's nothing quite like a love for a dog. I don't think that exists. A boy and his dog.
Yeah, I mean, it's
story.
super hot. You know what I mean? So sexy.
My
Sexy.
disgusting, my disgusting, smelly dog that was covered in skin tags and
Ugh.
can't stare. Sexy.
Oh, God. Um, yeah. I guess I'll go now.
Yeah, it's your
Uh,
turn. South.
yeah. I'm gonna go with my number 4 pick, which is "The Perfect Drug" by Nine Inch Nails. Nine Inch
Nice.
Nails have a few lovey-ish songs. Uh, this and what's the other one? Uh, what is the fucking song? What's the big song on Fragile?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, I can't remember it now. But great start. But Perfect Drug is a great, like, very different vibe from Fool in the Rain, where it's frolicky. This is like horny. This is like you're into someone and they're a necessity, an absolute necessity to your physical being. Not so much like your inside or your heart, but you just like want to bust in them as much as you can. That's how I feel when I listen to that track. It's like, yeah, we're in this together. That's the other song. So when I listen to this track, that's also a very romantic-y Nine Inch Nails song. We're in this together. Very, a little bit more on the nose than this one, but this one, like, he's saying, like, you're the only one that can help me with this, like, which is basically my boner. Like, I have a boner, and you're the only one I want you to fix this boner problem that I have. That's how I interpret the song. It could also be about drugs, since Reznor was big into drugs during the writing of these songs. But I interpret it as like, yeah, he's wanting to fix his boner. We just both froze.
Yeah.
Am I froze?
Huh? You're froze on mine, yeah.
We're both froze on mine.
Neat. But you can hear me?
Yeah.
Because I can hear you when you're frozen.
That's weird.
But, so my number 3 is, Sistina's by fucking Dancing off How the Gods Kill. I like that song a lot.
I think I fixed it.
Yeah, you got it. You're good.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, repeat again.
Sistina's by Dancing off of Dancing 3.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good love song. I just love the way he sings in that fucking song. I like the music in that song. It's very chill. Kind of croonery. But I don't know. It's got some nice lyrics to it.
Uh-huh.
Take my hand. You'll see that I'm the only one.
Yeah.
Oh, he lost his soul.
I like it.
It's black and cold deep inside. Yeah.
God
Love
damn,
it.
it keeps freezing up.
I don't know why. Like, nobody's here. Nobody's on the internet but me. I think it's your problem today.
Could be. Could be related to my nose issues.
Gross.
Your phone is also sick. It's like, I just took it off. Let me try it again. Try this. Try this. Try this. Nope, didn't help. Okay, great. And I can't even see if anybody else is hearing or seeing this because it's frozen. So I can't get any
updates. There's some comments here. Let's see.
Hey, back.
Hey, you got it. Look at where is it? Where'd it
Josh
go?
read my mind. Shouldn't he just read your lips, and you guys are probably sitting in the same room together? You read my mind, babe. Hey, babe, you read my mind.
Hey, babe.
Babe, you read my mind. You got 2 feet away. You read my mind, babe.
He probably said it out loud.
You heard what I just said, babe.
It's your turn.
All right. I'm gonna go goth for my number 3 with "Love You to Death" by Typo Negative.
I knew that was gonna be on your list.
Yeah, it's a classic. I will play it at my wedding if my wedding ever happens. Someday.
Top.
But that's a great song. Really important because while it's all gothy and sexy, Peter Steele, normal stuff, the lyrics get a little honest and insecure towards the end, and then feel it really important. He doesn't really have any other lyrics like that on any other songs where he's basically saying, "Am I good enough for you?" You know, which
Right.
basically like he's talking like it's very confident, normal machismo, like, oh, we're gonna be sexy and "Love You to Death" is a little corny, but then to be at the end, he's letting you in with some insecurity, and I appreciate that.
I'm making a drink.
Why is my shit so? Stupid dumb phone.
All right, what are we on? Number 2?
Yeah, I just did 3.
Yeah, so my number 2.
By the way, anyone who is watching this in the comments, feel free to tell us some of your favorite love songs so I can mock you.
Double dog dare you.
If you enjoy having your personal interest mocked, come on to Nerdicide, where I will roast you free of charge. Frozen again.
Free.
Free.
I don't know what to tell you, dude.
Yeah.
That's
whatever.
weird.
What can you do?
It's whatever.
I go to the house internet, does the same thing. If I go to the wire or my phone internet, it's the same thing.
Weird.
If I go past the first hour, I'll do a reboot of the phone. That sometimes helps. I should have done it before, but I didn't. It's because it was too busy. Blowing snot boogers.
All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and go.
Pause.
I'm going to go ahead and throw out number 2 here. Is Love Song by The Cure.
Yes.
Man. I think I've listened to it probably like 5 or 6 times within like the last couple days just to kind of solidify it as a thing, which I probably didn't have to do. Like I probably could have just said, "Oh yeah, it's Love Song." But there were quite a few Cure songs that I had to choose from, and this is the one that really stuck. I really like it a lot. I like the music in it.
That's a good one. I completely forgot about that song. If you type in love songs, that one might come up.
I don't know. I don't know if it will.
I don't want to do anymore until I'm unfrozen.
Until you're unfrozen?
Yeah, this is bullshit.
That is weird.
Don't like it. It's like, it's frustrating. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm just glad it's not me this time.
just gonna go lay down. Call me when it unfreezes. Piece of shit. I started using my old phone.
Yeah.
Better. Wow.
No, definitely not
It's
the
still froze.
311 cover. Jesus Christ. I forgot that even existed.
What?
The 311 covered
Of what?
love song.
Oh, yeah. Was that for a movie?
I don't remember if that was for a movie or not. It just
Oh.
existed. It's fucking terrible.
Hey, I'm back.
Hey, guy. All right.
It's me, Mario. All right, here's my number
Katie
2.
says Lover by Taylor Swift. Ever heard of her?
Yeah, she's that trash bag with that terrible documentary on Netflix where she tries to be like a real person. Everyone believe that I'm just a real person for like an hour and 40 minutes. I'm totally not a person who leaves my apartment in a giant bag of luggage to hide from cameras because I didn't do my makeup. Totally normal American girl stuff.
Remember me?
Remember me? I wasn't just some girl who was born rich to a bunch of fucking Republicans that got a modeling contract and then a fucking music contract free of charge because my parents knew other rich people. I'm just your normal American girl, guys. Remember me? Just poor
Why doesn't anyone get it?
I did it all by myself.
Yeah, never heard of her.
And that's like it. I spent all my time making fun of her, and then I get frozen. Wasted my opportunity.
It's Katie's fault.
I'm just gonna do this again. I'm gonna just keep flipping back and forth. Does not help.
It's the only thing that works. It works.
It does not. It doesn't work. Last time it took like 2 minutes.
Well, this time give it 4.
All right, fuck it. I'm just gonna keep going. My number 2 love song pick is "Entombed" by Deftones, which is a fairly newer song. It is very special to me, and actually, it's very significant to my current relationship because I feel entombed in it, and like I'm dead, and I can never get out. That's not really what the song's about, but the first part of what I think is true. Yeah, go ahead and listen to this song if you want a personal glimpse into how I sort of feel about my girlfriend and our relationship. It's pretty accurate about things. So
boring.
And Chino is a brilliant singer, and his songwriting is vague enough to where it could be about a lot of things. But that one's pretty much a love song. Pretty easy to decipher that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my number dose. I don't know if you can't see me, but I am speaking.
It's a go. Okay, so my number 1 is literally 2 songs because I can't choose.
Oh, jeez.
I might have to flip a coin on this one.
You should have just kicked your number 5 out. Problem solved.
Yeah, I could have, but I really wanted Robin on there. You know what? No, I think I got it. I think I'd just stick with the one because it was the first one that really came to mind. Plus, I love the artist. Like, oh shit, ton. Hey, there you are. My Sherry and More by Stevie Wonder. I fucking love that goddamn song.
Which one?
Oh, it's so good. My Sherry and More.
Oh.
My Sherry.
He's that blind guy, right?
No. He's the blind one.
He's the guy who pretends to be blind.
He's the guy that plays that really good music, even though he can't see.
Yeah, he sees the notes in his head. That's a good song. What was the other pick? Just out of curiosity.
The one that it was contending with was fucking "Let's Stay Together" by Al Green.
That's a good one.
Well, My Sherry Amore is definitely one of those things. Like, the more I think about it, the more I've listened to that song, and felt really good.
I like it. I like it. I like those songs. Those are great fucking songs. My number one is "One Day Like This" by Elbow, which is a very big and romantic and string heavy, and I don't know how to describe it as just the feeling of being absolutely in love with someone or something. Like the lyrics, "One day like this would see me right. One day a year would see me right." The line about opening the fucking curtains and letting the light in, and these kind of vibes of just like you're just jumping out of bed and you're just like marching down the street, and it's very much, it's pure joy. That's how I would describe it. I can only listen to that song in a very certain mood because it really has an effect on me.
Oh yeah.
And I'm frozen again, and I see that.
You are frozen again.
I'm frozen too.
I said you are. I'm not.
I know. I mean, Frozen 2, like the movie. I'm Frozen 2.
Oh, I get it.
In theaters
Good
now.
job, Elsa.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna.
Dude, and now that all the songs are out there, I do want to give a solid shout out to that new Joji song, "Run." Holy shit, that song is good as fuck.
Yeah, he's pretty talented. Especially, it's amazing that he was doing that Filthy Frank thing before, which is all just like terrible, gross music, and now he does like all this pretty R&B shit. Pretty good. Oh, well, still frozen. Here's what we'll do. That concludes our music picks. What we're going to do is we're going to end this video so I can restart my phone, and hopefully that'll help. And then we'll come back and we'll do movies. We'll talk some romantic movies. So we shall return. Hopefully when I end this video, it'll still save it and not break.
That's what I'm worried about, is that it didn't save any of this, because
it usually does.
Phone froze.
I was hoping that it would come back. Let me try to flip the internet before I do it.
Do you kind of want to maybe wait until it does come back, just in case?
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
I would. I mean, just, it's one of those things.
Well, just read the comments to me since I can't read them. Are there any new ones?
Yes. Let's see. Josh said, only Deftones can fix my boner problem. Nice. Kelsey said, All Is Full of Love by Bjork. I haven't heard that one. There
it is. All right, I'm going to end this video before it freezes. We'll be back in like 2 minutes for movies. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Hey, we're back. I'm back. Come back. Baby. I'm back. In black. Internet. So cute, nice face.
Ooh, it's spooky. I'm here.
So I see your glasses.
Yeah, I'm outside smoking.
I restarted my phone. Hopefully that fixed the issue. I'm not sure.
Hopefully.
Welcome to part 2. See if anybody comes on. Everyone come back.
Baby, come back. You could put it all on me. I was wrong.
Alright.
They're back.
Alright. Hopefully my phone restart will fix that issue. If it doesn't, I don't know what to tell you. That's fucking life. Sometimes you get fucked, you know? Today I wasn't expecting to have a fucking runny nose. And you know what? I have a fucking runny nose. And it itches like crazy. That's fucking
Punch it.
It's fucking life. Anyways, if you missed the first part, you didn't because I know who's in the room, and you were mostly all there, so I don't have to repeat it. But we talked about love songs. Now we're going to talk about loving movies, movies with love, open for interpretation. We weren't specific. We didn't say rom-coms. Could be the love of a man and an inanimate object, whatever you want. But I think I went pretty traditional with my list. No real curveballs.
I don't think I did, but what ifs.
No real curveballs. I'll start. Number 5. Starting at in no particular order because all these movies are equal to me. Equal.
Equal.
I'm going to start with It Happened One Night, which is a Frank Capra movie. It's black and white. If you're an old person, you probably saw it a lot of times back in the olden times. Back when back when black people had different drinking fountains. It's that kind of old. But it's it's a Frank Capra movie. It's I'm not going to tell you about the whole plot, but the actor and actress are both very funny. The chemistry is fantastic. It's a great little love story. It's also a great movie with a great fucking ending. I suggest if you have not seen this movie, you should go fucking watch it because it is really fucking entertaining and it really holds up. And the dialogue between those two characters is fucking fantastic. It's very fresh and feels very modern for even how old the movie is. It's my kind of like romance where the guy and the girl are just like talking shit to each other for an hour and a half, and then they finally like, we should hump. That's how I like to do it. That's how everyone should do it. And that is my number 5 pick. It Happened One Night. What year was that? Let me look that up. I just know it's old. It Happened One Night, 1934. Jesus God.
Damn.
Go watch that movie from 1934.
Maybe I will.
So good. So good. Watch it.
All right. My number 5 is Just Friends.
Just Friends. Why? That sounds familiar. Didn't you talk about this on the stream recently?
Maybe.
Am I thinking of some Ryan Reynolds movie?
I don't know. But yeah, it's Ryan Reynolds, Amy Smart, Anna Faris.
Yeah, you did talk.
Hilarious.
You did talk about this on the stream for some other reason. I don't remember why, but yeah. We've come full circle.
Was it Christmas movies?
I don't know.
I don't know why I talked about it. It does.
Maybe you did. It was in your Christmas list too.
I don't know.
It'll be in your fucking 4th of July list next.
Somehow, some way. But yeah, I like that movie a lot. I think it's super fucking funny. It was definitely like one of the ones that popped into my head like immediately. I don't know.
See, Katie remembers. Katie remembers it
One
too.
of those movies. One of those movies. I like it a lot.
I know I've seen it. I remember it, but I don't remember it. Remember it. My next pick, I'm gonna go with a recent movie, which is very recent, but a very classic story, which has been done over and over again. And this is just slightly different. This is The Shape of Water.
Oh, guess what?
What?
That's my number 4 also.
Oh my God! Everybody! This is why.
Everybody drink. Everybody drink.
You're welcome. Shape of Water, obviously, is like a Frankenstein type of story. There's been a lot of movies where women fall in love with monsters, monstrous men, actual monsters. It has the vibes of a very classic old monster movie, also a classic romance to the music, to the time period that it's set in. It feels like an old classic monster movie, but it's shot with today's technology and looks phenomenal. It still gets me at the end every time. Even though I know what's going to happen, I still feel the suspense. I've watched it like 5 times. I still feel the suspense in that last 10, 15 minutes. I'm still like concerned and worried about what's going to happen, even though I know what's going to happen. And that's a sign of a really good movie. And that's my number 4 and your number 4. Now you're frozen. Now you're frozen too. TOO. Maybe I am, but I see myself moving this time. There you are.
Did I freeze or did you freeze?
You froze on my end.
I switched over from my data to my Wi-Fi, so it might have taken a second for it to figure that out.
Gotcha. You talk about why you like Shape of Water, why I blow my nose off camera.
I kind of did, but I think that movie's genuinely full of warmth and heart. There's something about loving something out of your realm, something that's far more than what you could be or what you think you are, and the reciprocation of that love.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
It also has the nice the side story with her friend who's gay, that scene with the guy at the pie shop and stuff. That stuff is really heartbreaking. Those little moments like that, they just really add extra humanity to the story. And what's his face? What's his name? Michael Shannon?
Yeah. Michael Shannon.
Always a great villain. Also, just a very intimidating, scary man. He's like the last guy who wants to be your dad. We're not one of that guys who yell at me. It would be really scary and rough all the time. I would not want to be his dad. In real life, I'm sure he's very sweet and kind, but in the movie,
he probably is.
He's scary.
He's just creepy looking. Chelsea said Only Lovers Left Alive. I haven't seen that yet, but I heard it's really, really, really good. But I haven't seen that.
Vampire movie?
Yeah, and I heard it's got a really good soundtrack too.
So what do we do now? So do I go back to me now? Do we do a 3?
Yeah, it's your turn again.
God damn it. All right, let me consult my list. I will go with... Fuck it. I'll go with Chasing Amy as my number 3.
Nice. I kicked that one around a lot.
It's very outdated. With the lesbian stuff is very outdated. A lot of it is very outdated. But what has always held up for that movie is the fact that there's the writing with the passion beyond the fucking plot, which is really hokey. The impassioned writing between the two characters, where especially when they're arguing about stuff, was a big influence on my writing and stuff like that. So like, I was like, when I watched that movie, what year was that? Like 97 or something? When did fucking Chasing Amy come out?
Somewhere in there.
But that was like when
96, 97.
I was like when I was in fucking high school, like junior, senior. I was like, this is how love will be in your 20s, and like it was just it left like a serious fucking mark on me. And it's still romantic, as like I said, as kind of toxic and weird the way they handle the lesbian stuff now, or they would not handle it that way now, which even Kevin Smith has said. But I still think it holds up. It's just like a good love story if you take all that stuff away. And also, his best friend is in love with him, and that's a whole other fucking thing. And the way that he handled that is very unique. That's a very unique script, I will say. Yeah. Not a lot of movies like that. It is funny that Ben Affleck did Gigli like a few years later, which was basically him falling in love with Jennifer Lopez, who was a lesbian. I wish he would do another movie now where he falls in love with a lesbian. That would be really funny. They just get the fucking trilogy so they can box set them all together. That's my dream.
The Ben Affleck lesbian trilogy.
Yeah. That's the dream. But yeah, Chasing Amy, that's my number 3. It had a big impact on my writing, for sure. All Kevin Smith. I mean, Kevin Smith in general had a big thing with me. It's basically like, if you read any of my fucking screenplays, they're just big copies of Kevin Smith and George Romero screenplays. It's not at all hidden. Fucking, it's very obvious. The influences are very obvious. So cheers to those two guys.
Nice. Actually, when I was thinking about that movie, possibly making my list, it really dawned on me that that's probably the most subdued version of Jay and Silent Bob also.
Yeah, they're pretty tolerable. Which remind me when we're done to go. That's another thing I wanted to talk about in this stream is the Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Remind me at the end.
Okay.
We'll go back to that.
Okay. I haven't seen it yet, but yeah, we'll talk about it. My number 3 is the movie Spring.
Oh yeah, Spring, yeah.
Spring
Explain
is such
that
a
movie, because I don't know if anybody's ever seen it, but I've seen it.
Okay, so in the movie Spring, the main character gets into some trouble, and it's quite severe, the trouble that he's in, and he decides to leave the country. And while he's away, he meets a lady, and he basically develops this in passing relationship with her that it starts to develop. And then as it goes along, you find out some things about her that are out of this world. She's not quite human, but it doesn't bother him. She spends a good portion of the movie trying to keep him away, and he wants to be with her, and it's awesome. I love that fucking movie. I like that movie a lot. The main character is I don't know how to say his last name. It's like Poochie. Poochie. I don't know how to say it.
I don't remember it.
Lou Taylor. He played Eric in Evil Dead from 2013.
Oh, gotcha.
And then that Nadia, what is her name? Hilker? She's on The Walking Dead right now. Has been for a couple years. But I don't know what else she's done since or besides The Walking Dead. But that movie is again, it's like Shape of Water. That movie's full of heart. It's almost, there's a point where it's like the saddest thing you've ever seen, because probably been in either of those situations where you want this thing that's so out of your realm to exist in your life, or you're in her position where like you want it really bad too, but you think that your being can't be a part of something normal, or it's fucking good. I like that movie a lot. God damn.
Yeah, it's like it's a classic monster movie thing. It's which will lead me into one of my other picks, I think, or maybe not. I think I left it off.
Because honestly, right after Just Friends and Chasing Amy, this was the movie that I thought of.
Yeah, like
Which,
it's similar to like one of my picks I didn't put in my list, which is Let the Right One In. You know, where it's like you're in love with a person who like, and it could be a reflection of addiction or something else. You're in love with somebody who has this glaring issue, but you're willing to put it aside, kind of thing.
yeah.
It's a classic story. And Let the Right One is also another version of that that's very well done. Even the remake, which was decent too.
Yeah.
Now, what am I on? 3?
No, you should be on 2.
No. I've only done...
Yeah, because we both had the same 4, and then you went again.
Oh, yeah, because... Okay, yeah. So, for my number 2, I'm going full cheeseball rom-com, whatever, and that is Elizabethtown. I fucking love Elizabethtown.
Really?
People hate this fucking movie because they hate Kirsten Dunst in it, and they hate Orlando Bloom, who's not very good at being anything but an elf. But I fucking love that movie. Cameron Crowe,
not just an elf, the sexiest elf that's ever elfed.
Cameron Crowe is a phenomenal writer, director. I don't have to tell anybody this. You could easily go to Jerry Maguire for that, for his best rom-com. He's also did Say Anything and things. But the thing I like about Elizabethtown is it's as much about love as it is about family. And it suffers from that problem that a lot of romantic comedies have when they're written by men, where they write the female character as like a male's fantasy, which is like he meets this girl who like makes like fucking mixtapes for him and shit. Which I'm not saying that doesn't exist, but I'm saying it's very much like a guy's fantasy where she's very much like they've done a few movies like this, but where it differentiates is the fact that Cameron Crowe knows music better than anyone and puts the best songs in every one of his movies, regardless of how you feel about his movies. His fucking song drops at the right times are killer. He is notorious for it. Elizabethtown has one of the best soundtracks, full of Tom Petty and Ryan Adams and fucking Elton John. All kinds of great fucking songs.
Honestly, I feel like if I ever made a movie, like that would be the portion of it that I'd probably be the best part at. Is putting songs in movies.
He is fucking killer at that shit. And it's a great movie because also there's a road trip segment where he's just driving across the country. Yeah. He is dealing with the death of his father. There's a lot of different things going on. He's a very, like, the character is very, like, he's very not an emotional, doesn't handle his emotions very well. He's very, very, like, internalized, which I like. And then he finally lets it out towards the end. And I like the romance stuff. I actually, Kirsten Dunst is one of my strangely enough, Kirsten Dunst is one of my biggest celebrity crushes. I absolutely am in love with her, even though she's white. She's technically white, which is a big ill. But she is
definitely way out of your wheelhouse.
Yeah, there's something about her. I've always had a thing for her. But I like Orlando Bloom. I like everything about that movie. I like Alec Baldwin's little part. I like his like redneck family. I like that for no reason his cousin is in a fucking Lynyrd Skynyrd cover band, and they do they do an entire cover of Freebird in the movie. to like a montage.
Oh yeah,
The whole song.
the whole song.
I was like, it's a great movie. And then there's like all this.
Dude,
weird
honestly,
stuff.
that's the only thing I remember about that movie.
Watch it again. It's a good time. I've recommended that movie to people who are going through like the loss of like parents, people who have dealt with losing a parent, and because that's the core of the film, and they were really moved by it. Less about the romance stuff, which is a huge part of the story, but they were moved about that aspect as well. I think it's a really good movie. That's my number 2.
Oh yeah.
Elizabeth.
My number 2 is Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind.
Also, I was floating that one around as well.
God damn, what a great movie. I mean, ugh. I love that movie so much, I actually wrote a song about it one time. Like, that's it. Oh, man. What a cast, also. Like, fucking Jim Carrey, Kate Winslet, fucking Mark Ruffalo, Elijah Wood, Kirsten Dunst is in this also. Like, the movie also makes me sad, but Chelsea said that movie makes her sad. That movie also makes me sad, but it's also
make you sad.
Right, like the fact that they went through like that process to forget, but can't fucking forget, like that is just fucking incredible, and the way that it ties into like all the other memories, like things start like working their way in, almost like building like the idea for why you would be into someone or why you would care about someone so much, like all those moments that really develop you as a person. That fucking movie, man. It almost made number 1, but my next one's pretty good.
Pretty good. I also think that is a phenomenal. Mike, the best part of it, because it could have gone south. That movie could have gone south if that movie didn't have the ending it did. If for some reason it didn't have the ending where they're kind of sitting going like, "Oh, we already know that this failed, but we want to do it again." They want to do it again, regardless of knowing that it already has failed, but they don't remember it quite well. But like, they're willing to. That resonated heavy on me, especially when it came out at the time.
Well, that's the thing. Like, they went through all of that to develop remembering like all the cool parts, like all the not that they didn't remember any like the bad shit or whatever, but like they remembered enough of like the good through all of the bad that led them to even doing that. That was like, this is definitely worth trying. Like, this is definitely worth our time. It's I love it.
Great movie. One of the best movies.
Heart emoji.
Also was shot really well. Has really amazing visual effects, camera work.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Is visually just fucking so appealing and cool. Like the under the table thing, where he's supposed to be like a kid and like watching his mom like walk past the table, like all of that stuff. Like, God, fucking cool as shit.
Yeah. Before we do my last and final pick, I will take a second to talk about our sponsor, Stella Artois.
Yeah, Stella Artois, Sparkler.
Sparkler.
Oh, Spritzer.
Sparkler. I wish
it tastes like a sparkler smells.
Once again, this is actually the last one I have in my fridge, so I need Stella Artois to send me a new box. So Stella Artois, if you're watching this, I need a re-up of my spritzers.
Well, now that I called it sparkler, they're not gonna send us anything.
You better not have blew our sponsorship.
It's what I do. It's what I ruin things. It's fine.
That being said, my number one, a romantic-y movie features two of the greatest actors of all time. They take a bath together. It's Bridges of Madison County, folks. Let's talk about Clint Eastwood taking a bath with Meryl Streep. All right?
Do we have to?
So hot. So hot. I remember watching this as a young child thinking, boy, howdy, do I want to travel through these bridges of Madison County so I can find me a nice, lonely Italian housewife to take a bath with. But really, that stuff, those jokes aside, that movie's really good. Those two are fucking phenomenal. Great at the height of, I feel like the height of their careers. Meryl Streep obviously continues to be successful with awards and acting, but there was a run where she was really good, and like that was part of that run. And they have really good scenes together where they're arguing or they're flirting, and they have such good chemistry. That was during the time when Clint Eastwood was like, he was like 65 for like 20 years. Like he looked like he was like 55 for like 20 years. He was in that phase in the 90s where he looked like he was just 65 for a long time, and now he's 90. Like he looks 90, he is 90.
Like I'm pretty sure Clint Eastwood's just a Terminator at this point. Like there's a T-900 underneath all of that.
I wish. Really, what really resonates with that movie with me is, I don't know if you've ever been like in a sort of relationship or been the other man, as it were, where you're interested in somebody who's in a relationship, which does happen. 9 times out of 10, that person will not leave the other person for you. That's just the way it is, and it's a good story about being the other person. And also a good story about like what sacrifices people will make for children. You know, she didn't want to leave her family even though she was in a loveless marriage. She didn't want to leave her kids even though her husband took her to the middle of fucking nowhere. And she came from Italy and she never got to see the United States, and she just lived and died as an old housewife because she wanted to raise her kids. It has one of my favorite scenes of all time, which, if you haven't seen the movie, spoiler, they don't end up together. I just kind of spoiled it. But there's a scene when they after they have their little affair and the husband comes back from his trip, he's leaving town because he's a photographer. He's Clint Eastwood. He's going away to do his next job. He's in town and sees Meryl Streep with her husband, and they're both like parked. I think they're like at a gas station or a store parking lot or something like that. And it's raining. And she's watching him, and Clint gets out of the fucking truck and stands there. And he's like basically saying, come with me, just get out of your truck. And she's got her hand on the fucking door while the husband is like inside paying or something. She's got her hand on the door handle of the car. And she just holds it until the husband, like she's about to, and he comes back in and she lets go of the handle. And Eastwood is just in his fucking, he gets back into his truck. And you see him, he's all wet and like crying and shit, like, and they drive away, and that's like it. And I was like, that's a great heartbreaking fucking scene, and I love it to this day. That fucking scene makes me weep. It always makes me fucking weep. That's why I don't watch that movie. I don't really watch it a lot because it makes me weep like a child. That scene is rough. How could you not go with him? He's a National Geographic photographer. He'll take you to see the world. Get out of your stupid farmhouse. Your kids will be fine without you. Who gives a shit? But, yeah. That's one of my favorites. I fucking love it. Eastwood did, like, the score, did all the piano. He directed it. I think they won some awards. I'm not sure what, but I think they won a couple things for it. And they take a bath together. It's super hot. Super hot.
Super hot.
Great movie. Watch it right now.
I'll give a shout out to a movie that I didn't pick. before I do my last pick here is Brokeback Mountain. Almost made my list because that movie's shot really well. It's acted really well. The reason I didn't put that movie on my list is because I don't like the ending of that movie. I don't like the fact that they, not that it needed like a happy ending, but I hate the fact that they weren't like allowed to be together at the end of that movie. Like it went out of its way to make sure that they couldn't be together at the end of that movie, and it bummed me out. But what did make my list as my number one is Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead. Okay. Explain.
And I'll tell you why.
I step over here and blow my nose.
that movie is about the people we love. It's not just like the love of the two main characters. It's not just fucking Sean and Liz. It's Sean's love for Ed. It's fucking David's love for Liz. It's fucking there's a lot going on in there. It's fucking Sean's love for his mom, and so it's like the love of your family, the love of your friends, and then the love of the people that you want to be with. Like it has all of those things in it, and it's just set against like worst case scenario world where everything wants to murder you and all you want to do is save the people that you care about.
Right.
Like, fuck, that movie is fucking awesome. I love that movie so much.
Yeah. Also, it's a good classic story where like a lot of times in relationships you become complacent and you forget how to.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like the love of the things that we do. Even it's like the love that he has for going to the fucking bar all the time. It's the love for sitting around playing fucking video games with his best friend. Like those things become fucking tangible. Like they're so real in that fucking story. Like they're almost people. Like the Winchester almost becomes a fucking character in the fucking story, which is super cool. I mean, to tie everything together like that, like fucking Edgar Wright, man. That dude knows how to fucking piece together a fucking bunch of people. Josh says the Bridges of Madison County really needed zombies.
Pass. Save those sweet jokes for Twitter for your one tweet a month, Josh. Yeah, I like Shaun of the Dead a lot. I like it. Like
go back to bed.
It's basically about like a schlub who gets his shit together, which is like a thing that happens to a lot of guys in relationships.
I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, it's kind of a tale as old as time, where it's the loser, you know, picks himself up by his bootstraps and saves the day, whatever. But I think it's done in such a way that the other elements, like the elements of like friendship and family, come into play, make it so different than any of those, where it's not just, oh, I gotta protect the girl, whatever. Like, he's protecting everything he fucking cares about in that story. Like, he's going way out of his way to make sure that everybody's okay. And that's what I like about it, because I'm a goddamn empath, but, like, I want to make sure everybody's okay.
Well, I have a runny nose. What are you going to do about it?
I'm going to fly to San Francisco, and I'm going to hold fucking tissue to your face while you blow your nose.
I would love that.
And I'm going to rub your head. And then I'm going to punch you again.
Blood, more tissue. I'm running out of toilet paper. Toilet paper's too rough on the nose. I don't have any soft stuff. Yeah, so that concludes our list. I have a couple quickies that I wrote down here, and I'll just throw out. Punch Drunk Love.
Nice.
Shop Girl. Not a lot of people have seen that one. Shop
Girl. That's good too.
Say Anything, which was another Cameron Crowe movie, and Dracula, because Dracula is
Nice.
the oldest monster love story where he's so horny for the same girl he waits like, a long time to find one who looks just like her. I know how
Nice.
He's got a type. He's got a type. And those are some
Yeah, for
extras.
mine was Chasing Amy. Her was on my list at the very, very beginning. And there was something else, but I can't remember. I didn't write it down.
So yeah,
But
I don't see a lot of suggestions in the comments, but
Dracula Dead and Loving It. I love that stupid movie. I love that movie so much.
it's not as good as that Eddie Murphy vampire movie. Which one's that called?
Vampire in Brooklyn?
Yeah, that's a film.
That's literally the name of that movie. It's Vampire in Brooklyn.
That's a movie I like.
Holy shit, dude. That thing you just did, I just today watched fucking Pete Holmes's Dirty Clean stand-up on HBO. And he does that whole thing about how that's somehow not racist.
Yeah.
To do like the Italian voice and fucking like the hand thing.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I like the time frame he puts on it, and he's like, give it 3 years. Like, you got 3 years to run with that, and then it's over.
That's a funny ass special. That's pretty good. That concludes our romance. I gotta see these comments. You've got mail. No one can say they don't like it. I can say I don't like it. I just did. I don't.
Clearly, we're not good at love stuff.
I think it was a great list. I love it.
It's good. It's good.
I love it. Mary. Now let's talk about some other random things before we get off here. First of all, I want to talk a little bit about Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, which I watched in 2 different sittings because I started it and I watched about like 45 minutes of it then like 5 days later I finished the rest of it. It's pretty terrible.
It doesn't look good.
I didn't laugh like at all. And keep in mind, like, you know, like I was saying earlier, like fucking Kevin Smith was a big influence on me, and I actually I liked Clerks 2. I don't think I've really liked anything since Clerks 2.
Oh, that was the other one. Clerks 2 almost made my list.
I like Clerks 2, but like the rest, everything, I don't like anything he's done where it's kind of just like a circle. I can't do the circle jerk stuff anymore. Like, it doesn't do anything for me. Just seeing the characters older and fatter. Like, it doesn't do anything for me. I'm curious, but then once the curiosity is satisfied, I'm like, there's no story here. I don't like it. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back is actually funny. The comedy is like, the timing is there. This one feels off the whole time. Also, Jason Mewes looks really weird now because he's old. He has a weird face, so it's hard for me to deal with.
Because he's old and he's clean.
He just looks weird, and obviously Kevin Smith is weird because he's really skinny, and he has a bony. They just look weird on screen. They don't look right.
That's the thing. That's the thing about Jason Mewes too. Is he's got like that weird like jaw setting now, and I think that came from his addiction.
Even the way
like getting
Ben
clean.
Affleck looks in it makes me sad. Fucking Jason Lee, how old he looks makes me sad. It's like a reminder about how old and shitty I look, and I don't like thinking about that. I was like, I look like shit too. God damn it.
Thanks for reminding me.
And I don't even have money. But I watched it and I was like, is it just me or is this terrible? Like, am I just like I wish he wouldn't have done it. Like, so and now he's back to talking about doing Mallrats 2 again and Clerks 3 again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, please don't. There's no reason. There's no story there. There was no story here. Like, just unless he was just like, I want to put my daughter in another movie kind of thing.
Yeah. That's old.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like Yoga Hosers. I don't like any of his movies.
Good. I am excited about the fucking He-Man cartoon that he's doing.
That's fine. It's like a cartoon. Like, he's written some good comics and stuff that aren't his. Like, you know, it's not his property.
Right.
I wish he would do more stuff like that. You know, whatever. It was. I literally watched it and I was like, oh, I just was like, I kind of let out like a sigh at the end. I was like, oh my god, because it kind of it doesn't ruin the old stuff, but it just is like it's completely pointless. It's probably how like Star Wars fans feel when they watch new Star Wars movies. They're like, oh god, you're tarnishing what came before, blah blah blah, but not really.
Yeah.
But
in a way, that makes sense.
It was just like, I was like, why? This was not, I'm all about it. If you have like a really good idea, and I had the same feeling when I watched that Breaking Bad movie with fucking Aaron Paul, El Camino. I watched that and I was like, why did they do this? There was no story here that was worth telling. I was like,
that's why I didn't watch it.
Nothing happened in this.
Saw it.
It was like, I needed to know like how he got from here to here. Nothing that interesting happened to him. Because they kept talking about, I was like, oh, Vince, he has this great idea and he really wanted to tell this story. And I was like, I was so juiced for it. And then nothing happened. I was like, what? Why? It didn't ruin the movie or anything. It was just like it felt like an epilogue. It felt like one episode of the show that just got tacked on later that was not that thrilling.
Weird. I'm glad I didn't watch it.
That's how I feel about these Kevin Smith movies. They're just like weird. Just please stop. Please stop doing it. Please. And I love Kevin Smith. I think Kevin Smith is a great pop culture personality. He's a great speaker. He's really funny, really smart. One of the most important voices in comics and nerd culture in general. He's super important, but like, please stop making sequels to your old movies. I don't want to be like that bitter guy, like, bleh, bleh, like, because I was curious about it. But, God, it was so bad.
It definitely feels like that ship has sailed, and he should probably just do a bunch of new stuff.
Just do anything. Just keep doing, like, what you're doing, like the podcast and, like, doing entertainment shows, interviews, or touring around, speaking events, like, whatever else. But don't make these... Even, like, if you're going to make... I'm fine with him making yoga hosers and stuff like that, because at least it's, like, an original story. Something new he's trying out. I didn't like that movie, but like I'd prefer he did that. Same with like Tusk and that. What was that cult movie he did? He do a cult.
Red State.
Yeah. I would rather him do stuff like that, but whatever.
Red State was fucking awesome.
He can do whatever he wants. He's a grown man. I just didn't like Reboot. Didn't like it.
For a night out. Yeah.
I'm happy that Kevin Smith and Ben Affleck are friends again.
Except you're considering.
Because it was stupid that they stopped becoming friends because basically Jennifer Garner didn't like Kevin Smith, so they weren't allowed to be friends really. And then Kevin Smith told
That's a real thing.
Yeah, Kevin Smith would tell that story. Like, and Kevin Smith goes, he does those speaking engagements. He has a big mouth, so he would talk about it at events. And then Affleck got mad, and then they stopped talking to each other altogether because he talked about it in public. And then, but they made up, so it's good. And they should make up because, other than Richard Linklater, Kevin Smith was one of the first named directors to give Affleck a big starring role. So he should be a little more grateful and not so bent out of shape about that kind of stuff. He should know that if you're friends with somebody who has a big mouth, they're going to talk about you.
Yup.
Josh says to rate each other. What does that even mean? He's probably already in bed.
Probably.
I'll rate Josh.
He wrote that and immediately fell asleep.
I'll rate Josh. 3 out of 5. In all categories. Straight across the board.
No, I'll give him 5 out of 5.
For what? Neck?
I don't know.
Neck beards?
Looking like a lesbian.
looking like Ellen, skateboarder's son. Roasted. Consider yourself roasted.
Roasted. Actually, I do have something to talk about. Some friends of mine.
What friends?
My Cleveland friends, they have a production company called Turnstile Films, and they did a documentary called Don't Fall in Love with Yourself, about Justin Pearson. He's from The Locust. He's from Dead Cross. They have a Kickstarter right now to finish everything off. Just look up Don't Fall in Love with Yourself or Turnstile Films on Instagram and Facebook. They got links for the Kickstarter. Please help them get that shit finished because it looks fucking amazing. They spent a lot of time on it. The fact that that's even a thing is just super cool. I'm very, very happy for them. And I hope that everything comes together at the end of it for them.
Nice.
It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. If you know anything about The Locust or even fucking Dead Cross, you know it's fucking worth your time and money. So check that out, please.
Pretty please.
And pretty please.
Pretty please with cherries on top.
Outside of that, I still haven't got a chance to see the new Terminator movie. I did see Edward Furlong's Instagram
Which I followed.
that he's doing. Yeah, that's how I saw it. He's doing conventions. He looks way better than I thought he would look.
I think he's
now.
a little cleaner now. He's on less drugs.
He looks a little cleaner.
You eventually run
Like
out
he's
of
dropped-
money for drugs. You have to get
Like he's dropped some weight and probably dropped a few drugs. So good for him.
What was I gonna say? Something. Oh, if anybody else is interested, Courtney's episode of the Draft podcast.
Oh yeah,
Out.
that's the thing I did too.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. We did a Valentine's Day episode of the Draft podcast. We drafted hot cartoon characters.
It's real perverted.
And we worked through some of Andy's bestiality issues, I think. We're all pretty certain that Andy wants to fucking fuck a rabbit. So that's a thing.
Yeah, you should give that a listen. I recorded an episode with them on Monday, which was an X-Men episode, which was my idea.
Hell yeah.
They
Sexy
don't
Cartoons was my idea too. So
They don't have any good ideas, so they're coming to
We're
us
helping.
for ideas for their.
we're helping.
Drew texted me and was like, "You want to do an episode on 1990?" And I was like, "What does that mean? Like a lot of stuff happened that year. Am I gonna spend like on fucking Google like what happened in 1990?" I was in elementary school. I was like in first grade. Like I wasn't like vibing out. Like, oh, man, I remember that shit. You know, like I don't want to do a Google episode. I was like, you guys.
You were what, like 8 years old?
Yeah. I was like, you guys did superheroes and shit. Why don't you do just a straight X-Men episode? Because X-Men has such a deep roster and is so much cooler than like any other superhero team that you could have a diverse selection and all kind of still work out. So I did that episode, completely roasted them.
Nice.
Just like I did in the sci-fi movies episode I did with them. I roasted them there. I roast them every time they're on because they're sweet, delicate, naive boys. And I'm a monster. I'm a terrible person. Nah, that was fun. I think Drew was the only person who really lost.
Did you listen?
His list was pretty bad.
Did you listen to my episode?
No, but I will. You know what's funny? As I listened to your what was the episode you did before? What did you guys do on the last one you were on there? I listened to that because I never listen to podcasts, but I have like all these podcasts saved where I'm like, if I'm ever in the car, I'm gonna listen to this, and I did. The last time I went to LA, I was listening to your shit. But what bothers me about their podcast is like all the different audio levels of everyone's weird voices. I was like, oh, this is so hard to.
Yeah.
I turned up real loud, and some people were like, "Ma!" And I'm like, "Oh, my ears!" And then some people were real quiet. So it's like hard. And I could tell my girlfriend was like, "I don't want to listen to this." That's too bad.
Yeah, they.
But I will listen to yours because.
So the first one I did was the Halloween specials.
Oh God! I blew my nose like.
Oh look, he's doing it on camera. Yeah, the first one I did was like the first one I did was the Halloween specials, and that was a lot of fun. But I think it was like the pre-episode that we talked about doing the sexy cartoon characters and stuff. It was definitely a lot of fun. I appreciate them having us on to do these episodes. The other night, though, I got to work, and what was it, like Thursday night? They were doing an Instagram live. It was Andy and Drew, and they were doing like a quick draft. And it was, what I gathered from it is it was either children, like, if anybody was a child, who would you punch him in the face? Or if it was just any celebrity, who would you punch in the face? And it was right before I clocked in. So this was probably like a good 5 minutes before I had to actually clock in for work that I was watching it, and I had signed in under the Nerdicide account from Instagram, and it was Drew's turn, and he was struggling a little bit, and I seen I was on there help him out, who would you punch? And I said Jesus. I would punch Jesus in the face. Even if he was a child, I'd punch Jesus in the face. But then Drew kind of went into how Chris had already done that. Do you remember that show we played at the park in Rising Sun? And they had that fucking light up baby Jesus?
No.
You don't remember that?
I remember shows at the park in Rising Sun, but I don't remember anything about a light up Jesus.
Yeah, they had that lawn ornament fucking nativity scene Jesus on stage with them, and I think Chris stomped the shit out of it, just fucking decimated it.
So edgy. Some edgy shit. That's some edgy content.
For a band that started out as a Christian band to begin with, and that's where they landed.
Oh yeah, it's actually still here when I was on, because when you record with the draft or whatever, you're on the video or whatever on Facebook. I showed Drew this when I was on, which I still have.
Oh shit! Wow.
The 1530 in mint condition.
Wow.
Extra large. Never been worn.
You don't sleep in that?
I could start. The cotton's a little too thick for my taste.
That's not a nightgown for you.
My penis would still hang out the bottom. Not long enough. But yeah, it was a good time doing their show.
It always is.
I look forward to them running out of ideas again, coming back to us for more ideas. I also told them that if they're bored, they should come on here on Saturday nights. I believe Andy said he would at some point, not this weekend, but he said next weekend, so he might pop on here and there. Okay, good night.
Yeah, I would definitely love to have those dudes on. Drew's done the show before.
Shout out to them trying to steal our Instagram live idea. Good luck.
Good luck, you turds.
For their next segment, they'll we don't really have a lot of things they could steal ideas from, just other than being really funny and smart and good looking, but I don't think they can really steal those things.
We did joke around though in my episode about having me on again before having you on.
Well, all I did was make jokes that I was surprised that I was on because I wasn't a member of Wes's family.
That was the thing that also came up, is they were going to have Roxy on to do the X-Men episode.
Oh, yeah, they tried to make that joke again, and I was like, I mean, no one listens to your shit anyway, so it'd be like
Why not have a child on? That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Say that shit to my face.
Ooh, double dog dare ya.
But I had fun. I always have fun with X-Men. I won't spoil my list, but it's better than anybody else's. You'll see.
Yeah, please don't, because I'm going to listen to that. I actually listened to their show, and I like it a lot. It's a lot of fun.
It was, I just picked.
If anybody's watching this later, what we're referencing is the Draft Podcast on the Jabroni U Network, Jabroni University. A lot of good fucking content on there. So do yourself a favor and check them out.
But more importantly, just.
Was that a good plug? Was that a good plug? Did I do okay there?
Yeah, I'm sure you'll get your own fucking podcast tomorrow now.
Am I a good friend yet?
You'll get your own podcast tomorrow called The Courtney Hour.
Hooray!
Yeah, it was a good time. Hard to do on a Monday, but I still pulled through because I was fucking tired. Mondays are rough. But, yeah, good times. Hopefully they'll come on here so I can roast them on our show.
You hear that, boys? You got to come on to get roasted.
Drew stays usually asleep, so most people are doing things on Saturday nights, which I totally understand.
It's a Saturday. It's a day for doing stuff. Or a night for doing.
That's why we do it every other Saturday, because then it's like, then I have some Saturdays where I do things, and some Saturdays I don't do things.
Yeah.
The way it goes. I actually have a 3-day weekend, so. Bum, bum, bum. Shut up, my niggas. Then again, that be my slug. Then again, that be my slug. What? Hey, okay. Naruto, Nine-Tail, boss, I feel like a Gucci ad-lib. Bird, colder than Coca-Cola, mascot, Coca Bird. Put my sauce on lasagna, it can make Garfield burn. I ain't really fucking with these niggas like a dyke. Your stripes. You tryna beat me, but big and never in your life. Even if you had on my sneakers like Bauer and like Mike, like Caddy, nigga.
I didn't realize the hour was over.
Yeah. So our first part was not quite an hour. That was a full hour.
My silly dog. Get a silly dog.
Hi, dog. Hi, puppers. All right. Well, I think we should wrap
Figured
it up.
out nobody's home but me.
I don't have anything to showcase because I haven't really bought anything. I have this, which is kind of cool.
Well, then you do. Oh, nice.
It's a animated Cyclops little bust.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
I haven't opened
Fun.
it. I'll get to it. I have a couple of new pins, but I don't even know if they're in here. Nope. One's in the other room. So I can't show you. But yeah, other than that, I'm about to go. I'm going to try to watch a movie set. Oh, by the way, The Farewell's on Amazon Prime, so you want to check that out. That's a good movie that's on there. Honey Boy, that Shia LaBeouf movie's on Amazon Prime now.
Nice.
I haven't watched that, but I plan on checking that out. Super stoked.
Yeah, I want to see that too.
I tried to watch Alita Battle Angel last night, but I fell asleep. Almost immediately.
I liked it. I watched it like 3 times.
As soon as the character came out who looked like a young Robert Rodriguez, I fell asleep. I was like, good night.
I did watch John Wick 3 last night.
Oh, that's fun.
It was something.
It's
That
fun.
movie exists.
I like what are they in, like that shop? It's like a tight shop. Basically like the knife scene with all the knife fighting.
Yeah.
Good God, what a scene. So crazy. So much stabbing. Just so much. Really enjoyed that. The horse stuff was cool. I can't believe they're making another one. How many times can you do this?
The horse thing fucking cracked me up. Like, I actually tweeted about that. Like, I want to see. I want to go back in time and I want to see the writer's face when he realizes that he's getting away with 2 guys at 2 separate times getting murdered by a horse.
Horses are lethal.
That shit is hilarious.
They're lethal. Horses are lethal. Lethal animals. Don't ride them. Don't touch them. They'll kill you. Yeah, I like John Wick. Those movies are just pure, just ridiculousness. Good times. Yeah. I still haven't watched Uncut Gems, even though I have a copy of that and Jojo Rabbit, but I have not watched either of them yet. So.
Yeah, I want to watch both of those movies. So
I will get to them at some point. But my girlfriend's been.
I still haven't seen The Lighthouse yet.
Oh, The Lighthouse is a must-watch.
Yeah, I know.
Shout out to Oscars for snubbing that movie.
Yeah, I thought that was weird.
They got cinematography nomination, which was deserved, but they didn't give Willem Dafoe. He should have got one.
Yeah.
But they snubbed The Farewell.
What do you think of the new Batman suit?
I think it's fine. I don't really give a shit. I like reading people's like reactions to it and freaking out. Because it's like, it's meaningless to me what the suit really looks like. Unless they were like, it's pink now. I'd be like, okay, that's a little out there. But like, it's like, I don't give a shit. He's a guy in a fucking rubber, vinyl, armor, whatever they decide to go with. It's like,
right.
That does not mean anything to me. It's like, what happens in the story is all I really care about. It doesn't look bad. His cowl looks a little weird, but also keep in mind it's a camera test and not... I feel like it's a camera test on the armor and not so much the mask. Otherwise, they would have highlighted that more. I have a feeling they're going to do more camera tests and more reveals, like little bits.
Yeah.
Kind of the way they did the Ben Affleck suit. They kind of revealed here and there a little bit until you could see most of it. they're doing the inverted cowl versus the more birdy one that Affleck had,
Yeah.
which is more aggressive. This feels lighter, like the old school cowl for sure.
That's the thing. Like, I feel like given the time frame of the movie and everything, like it's like an early onset of the suit. Like it's not like 100% suit for him.
You saw it. You saw the chest plate. It looks like gun pieces. So they're people think that they're using the one story element where he made it out of the gun that murdered his parents.
Yeah.
Which is kind of an interesting idea. Anything new to kind of make it a little fresher is good. Anybody complaining?
And honestly, to me, like if you look at like the inside, like towards the sternum, it looks like you can peel both of those out. Like it feels like it like pops out and it's battering shit. Like that to me is a cool idea too. So I mean, either way it goes, like.
All I know is I'm totally.
Because I saw the one about I saw the post about the gun, and one of the comments that stuck out was like, "Oh, so he hung onto that gun forever?" And it's like, no, you shitbird. Like he didn't have to. Like he didn't just like pick it up as a child and be like, "Oh, this is mine." It was a murder weapon. That's fucking evidence. But like he has an option of fucking like getting that. He's a billionaire. Like he can fucking be like, "Hey, I want that." And fucking own it. He just kept it as a keepsake.
There'll always be, no matter what, there'll always be motherfuckers complaining about shit. Regardless of what happened, people will be complaining about what it looks like, blah, blah, blah. I don't really care. I'm all
Do you think
about...
that they're going to forego like all of the origin stuff and just go straight into him being Batman, or do you think that it's going to be lightly touched on or anything?
I feel like they'll probably touch on it a bit, but I think it's going to be like a year one kind of thing. Where he's trying out different suits. He's going to be like...
That's what I'm hoping for, is a year one lineup, but I'm really hoping like the origin stuff is either just like quick flashback or just lightly touched on in conversation. Like it's just one of those things where it's like if he's got to explain himself to anyone, he's explaining it like, you know, this is why.
Like we know, Bruce. We've
heard it. I've heard tale. Get over it. Type of thing.
I'm all about Colin Farrell as Penguin. He was on Jimmy Kimmel, one of those shows like 2 weeks ago. He had a big belly. He was wearing a tight shirt. He's put on a bunch of weight. I appreciate that. Colin Farrell's one of my favorite actors. I love that casting choice. I'm glad they didn't go with Josh Gad or any other like short film.
Yeah.
It was too on the nose. I like that they're just kind of grounding it in a reality of like he's just like a gangster who wears suits.
Right.
They probably have a light. I'm guessing there'll be a light nose prosthetic, but nothing like Danny DeVito with an actual bird nose.
Right.
And I'm all about Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. She's super hot, super already feline.
Really excited about this movie. Like I think it's going to be
Matt Reeves
probably way more than anybody is expecting.
Matt Reeves is a phenomenal director, so I'm pretty confident in it. But I'm at that phase of my life, man, where even if it's bad, I don't give a shit.
That's what we got though.
Movies.
But that's what we got though. We got the Penguin, Catwoman, and the Riddler.
Yeah, Paul Dano.
Yeah.
Paul Dano.
So I mean,
melted face.
But it's not supposed to be like a bad guy team up.
I don't know what it's gonna be like at all. Like I don't know if it's gonna be like an Arkham situation or it's gonna be like a gangster movie. They're just gangsters, or what it's gonna. I don't know what they're gonna do. There has been
from what I've heard, that it's not supposed to be a bad guy team up. It's supposed to be like this is going on, and he's trying to deal with both of those things. I don't know how Catwoman ties into all of it, so it might be just like another element of, fuck, I got three things going on. Or it could be like the Catwoman thing is like an early onset, like, hey, I figured this out already, so now I get to move on to these two things, and she can help me. Like, it's just, I don't know what they're doing with it, but it seems really fucking cool. I'm excited about it. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, we got another year before that shit comes out.
I can wait.
Whole year. And for the next Thor movie next year as well.
I'm excited about that also.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We've got a more Outsider this weekend. I don't know if you're watching Curb Your Enthusiasm, but every episode so far this season has been hysterical. I've been laughing my fucking
I haven't watched any of
every
it.
episode. I've been laughing my fucking ass off.
So.
So it really is.
I just see the MAGA hat clip, though.
What?
I saw the MAGA hat clip.
Oh, that whole episode, man. The way they have been doing joke setups to pay off at the end of every episode is phenomenal. Killer shit. So funny. The MAGA shit was great. It's a great idea.
He's like the biker. Like he's fucking driving and singing. Fucking biker's getting more and more pissed. And then when he finally comes up and he puts it on, he's like, oh, just be a little more careful. That shit is fucking incredible.
And he gets forced to do like a lunch, agreeing to a lunch with a guy he doesn't want to have lunch with, and then he wears the hat to the restaurant, and the guy was like, oh, suddenly he has to like go, he doesn't want to have lunch with him. It's amazing. He wears it the whole time at the restaurant and shit. And they do all this stuff with like, sexual harassment and like the Me Too stuff, and it's done so well. So perfect.
Nice.
It's great.
That's hilarious.
He better get some Emmys for this season. But
Absolutely.
I gotta get out of here. It's almost 10.
All right, buddy.
It's been really real. Until next time, we'll do our One Has to Go segment. Didn't really get to do that one this week, but we'll do that again, and we'll talk about Outsider because there'll be 2 more episodes at that point. It'll be gearing towards the end of the season. So,
Yep.
but until then, happy Valentine's.
And we can talk about you being on the Draft podcast.
I don't know when that's coming out. You'll have to check out their shit.
It should be out next Tuesday. Or this Tuesday. Should be out this coming Tuesday. They post on Tuesdays.
Yeah, well, check it out. If you like to hear my nasally voice, check it out.
Yeah.
You want more of this?
Hey, guy.
Listen to this. Listen to me talk about X-Men. The 3 guys who don't really know anything about the X-Men.
Those buttholes.
I roast them. Everybody had a pretty good list except for Drew. Drew kind of got fucked over. I think 2 of his picks got picked, so his list was kind of struggling at the end.
Dang. I look forward to hearing it.
I had a small part in that. But yeah, everyone listen to that. I'll put up a reminder on the Instagram and shit, Twitter. But I will catch you later. Happy Valentine's Day to one and all.
Yep. I
love you. I
love you.
I love everyone who came in the comments for 5 minutes. Thank you. I'm gonna blow my nose.
All right, bub.
Okay. Peace out.
Hope you feel better.
Thank you, sir.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.